Hi.
Hello. Here's your Taurus moon.
Party Trick Astrology back at you. What's up? Taurus moon, second
house moon.
You got that exalted placement.
Woot woot.
Considered the best place. Why is it considered the best place, Nina?
Cause it's so stable, it's fixed and earthy, and no one's gonna fuck with your emotions because you're like, I'm a Taurus moon. My emotion is staying here right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sturdy and steady. Some Taurus moons, we know.
Well, some real quick, the basics is Taurus is an earth sign. It's a fixed sign. It
ruled by Venus.
Ruled by Venus. Yes, it rules
the neck.
That was weird. Oh wait, did we already say that? Yeah, fuck. What?
It's a bull. It's the bull.
It's a bull. So Taurus moon is considered the best placement. I'm a big fan of Taurus moons a lot of the time. I would say like the only thing that really gets in their way as to why I wouldn't think it's fully exalted, because even things that are exalted aren't perfect, is that it's fixed. So sometimes you have the wrong emotional view.
Especially
the wrong emotional response.
Depending on what house your Taurus moon is in, that can be a problem. Because I know a Taurus moon in the 12th house, so it's like fixed in there, and it can be very hard for them to get out of a funk, get out of a depression.
That makes sense. Taurus moons love their little comforts, their emotional comforts. Like, they'll feel emotionally satisfied by simpler things or whatever, you know, like maybe it's different for every person, of course, but they can really love just like being in a like warm little blanket watching Netflix, and that could be just how they enjoy life. It could be something simple, or maybe they love cuddling up to their dog on the carpet, you know. Cindy Lloyd, Taurus moon.
Food. They love food.
Yeah, oh my god, you're super emotionally connected to your food.
It's an experience.
Yeah.
Just eating.
Totally.
Yeah, and
Deshay is a Taurus moon.
Taurus moons can also like, what are you?
Something is like floating. I think you have a piece of earwax floating in your ear. It's so weird. That's some crazy ass. You got it. I don't know. That was some crazy ass shit. Yeah, right. Crazy. It was floating in the middle of your ear.
It doesn't look like it's indigenous to my body.
No, it doesn't. It really just looks like a piece of food maybe that was on your ear.
No, it looks like a piece of drywall. Make a wish. What was I saying?
Food.
Oh yeah. Tauruses in general, Taurus placements, especially in the sun, moon, and rising, can tend to put on weight more easily or just be a more sturdy build. And I found that a lot of Taurus Scorpio combinations, oppositions in someone can lead to maybe eating disorders or just a different sense of like body dysmorphia, or easily gains weight and loses weight.
That makes sense. Taurus moons love their things, their material items. They can easily, I think, be prone to like kind of hoarding shit. Also probably like sentimental shit. I feel like they would almost, I don't know, because it's like you're emotionally connected to your items.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're more prone to hoarding sentimental stuff. I don't know if that's true, but that's just what makes sense in my mind. They would love things like a soft jacket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh, because Taurus is all about the five senses.
Yeah.
So something that feels good, like to the touch, or sounds nice, I don't know, like all about the senses, all rolled up into the senses. And it could even make them sensitive to like a picky eater, because the certain tastes can deter them just because they're so sensitive to their senses.
Taurus moons, as she was kind of touching on earlier, you're very fixed in your emotions, and it's an earthy placement, so it's considered, I think one of the main reasons it's considered exalted is because, you know, you're kind of just going to express how you feel when you feel it, and it's going to be very earthy, so it's going to be kind of a down-to-earth emotion a lot of the time. Like, when you feel angry, you're going to feel angry. Tell the people right then and there that you're angry. Be fixed in that anger for a little bit, but you're going to express it. So it's not going to be as bottled up as a lot of moon signs, I think. Unless you have something else in your chart that points to that, of course. But like, maybe like if you're sad, you're going to cry, and you're going to cry the right amount and when you should, and then kind of be fixed in it for a little bit and then kind of get over it. Again, this is like a untouched Taurus moon that doesn't have anything else in their chart that leads to things. Because maybe if your sun conjunct Mars and then you get angry all the time. You know what I mean?
But even if that, you're still gonna have a sense of grounding. Taurus, just more than anything, won't let themselves get too affected by things, which can be a good thing. It's like a shield. I think also the pair with like Taurus being ruled by Venus and it being in the moon placement.
Venus is the planet of love, by the way.
Yes. I think that's a pretty little combination, like having Venus influences over your moon. It's like, it's pretty
loving
feminine,
emotions. Yeah. Which is, I think of the best placements for like a kind of like mother, parent, nurturing figure. I think of as like Libra, Taurus, and Cancer. You know what I mean? Because Taurus is ruled by Venus, so they're very loving and caring. You know, like some people can be like overfixed by like their career, like their social life, blah blah blah. Where Taurus means I feel like are the best at like kind of calming and focusing on one thing. So like calming and focusing all of their energy into like taking care of a dog. I don't know. You know what I mean? And then they'll want to cuddle with the dog, or with their partner, or with their child, or with their plant.
Or with their bowl of pasta.
Exactly. Seriously. Yeah.
Yeah. Taurus moon mothers. So you would consider yourself a pretty, like you'd give yourself a pat on the back if you're a mother who gave their child a Taurus moon, because you're doing something right. Your child's moon is exalted.
I think of it as the typical kind of housewife mother. That's like, oh, you need a plate? I bought you a plate. Oh, you need food? I got you food. Oh, you need to be this house to be cleaned? I just cleaned it. You know, it's not like they're overly spoiling their child, but they're just like, oh, you need this? Well, here it is. Kind of thing, which is how you want your mom to be.
Yeah. The house placement obviously can affect that.
Yeah, totally. Or aspects or something. 100%.
But in general, if you gave your child a Taurus moon, pat yourself on the back.
Yeah. A lot of times, like, it's not like all Taurus moms are stay-at-home moms, but even if they're not, they kind of almost have that feeling of being a stay-at-home mom, in that sense of like they're going to be the one that nurtures and cares for you.
Yeah.
And do the things that a stay-at-home mom would do.
Yeah, like a working mom. I know a working mom whose son is a Taurus moon, and she still cooks like once a week, meal preps for like the whole family.
I'm going to talk about moon in second house.
Okay.
My dad has this, and it's very prominent in him, and I'm just going to use him as an example to explain it, basically. Yeah. So growing up, he was a drummer. He did drumming from when he was really little. He was always kind of like top of his class and stuff. He was always super connected to music, always at the top of music stuff and what he was doing with that. Very emotionally connected to music, loves it, Pisces, you know. But then when he went off to college, he was like obviously wanting to do music, and his parents didn't let him, and they wanted him to do business. So he was like a good kid or whatever. No surprise here, my camera overheated, so I'll make this quick. I'm almost done. So my dad went to business school for a year and a half, and he was just like, I can't do this. Like emotionally, he couldn't do it because he was like, I love music. I want to do music. I've spent my whole entire life doing music. My parents have invested in my music career, like drum lessons and all that shit. Why the fuck am I doing this? And so he switched to music education, and so it took him like 6.5 years to finish school, because it took him 6.5 years to do music education and all that stuff. Basically, he emotionally couldn't do what he didn't love for a career and for a job and for his daily life and stuff.
Because the second house is the house of money and self-worth.
He always tells me how, like, even if he doesn't make money, or even if he does, he just had to drum. Like, that's what he loves. He loves music, or do something with music. And he recently quit his job because it was emotionally taxing on him. He didn't love it, so he was like, I can't do it. And he went back to school because that's where his heart is and emotions. And it made him sick, basically. Like, not like, but like it just made him not feel all well. So it's basically a big gist of a second house moon. They're going to follow their dreams in their career more than a lot of people are, because they're so emotionally connected to what they love.
Even if they don't make money, which brings it to the next thing about second house moon, is that the moon is, as we always say, the most fast changing planet / luminary, and having it in your house of money means that, and it's also unstable because it's the most changing thing. So your financial situation is unstable and can change a lot, because if you're doing something artistic, which you not necessarily will do with the second house moon, but it's likely that something that you're really emotionally attached to has something to do with the arts, And that's not necessarily 9
Kinda
to
make
5, get paid every 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
steady income. So it's interesting how those two kind of just like go hand in hand.
So yeah, that's
Yeah. Taylor McWhorter is the second house moon.
And so is Greta's roommate Marvin, and I told that to him, and he was like, "That's like, yeah, I have to act." You know, like he was like, he probably responded to that more than anything that I told him about. Yeah, because it's like really strong, I think. But that's all I have to say about the situation.
Me too.
So I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you maybe in our next video, which is our last one. So
For the series.
For the series, yeah. All right. But yeah.
Yeah.
Peace out. What's up?
Peace out.
Bye.
Let's go. Why did I
What's
say
up,
that?
Nina? You always fuck up the ending. You're always like all
I'm
good.
so
You're killing it, and then the last thing you say is like, "Hey."
True. Sorry. I gotta go to like bad video.
Okay,
endings.
bye. I'm gonna cut this off.
Sorry, you just stop. Just run in front of me.
I
like
told
sometimes.
you. That's what she told me.
I know.
She gave me permission to do
Goodbye.
that.
Goodbye.